Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
The great Carmen Lynch. Hello, Carmen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, Carmen, I don't take this the wrong way. I don't want to start in so hot. I just think the dynamic might be interesting. You're recording from your phone right now because your laptop doesn't give good audio quality.
The headphones don't work.
What does that mean?
The earphones don't work. So you'd be talking to me without headphones, which I know is a no-no for you guys.
The AirPods?
The headphones, what I'm wearing right now, these.
Those regular wired headphones don't work on your computer.
Yes, they don't work.
Anymore? Like you plugged
like something got disconnected and now it only works without headphones.
Okay. How long ago did this happen?
I mean, is this really interesting?
I'm curious. Are you and your Raider husband financially okay?
Yes, we are. I
Okay.
just don't have time to deal with that shit.
Right. It's only half your career. And I don't mean us, unless you just think we're hard-ons, but you do a lot of interviews on your computer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll fix it. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I think it started. I think is it the comedian's brain? Like, you are so fucking clever and smart. Your albums are great. We're excited about your next stand-up one that we'll talk about. That you're not able to do the ones and zeros, the spreadsheet type shit. Is there any truth to that?
I mean, there's just other things I'd rather deal with.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
name two things.
I don't know. Writing jokes.
Okay.
Working out.
Oh, you do love it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There you have it.
You do look like you're in great shape.
You are in great shape.
I do.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is shoulder, but I saw that, when you move and if you're in really good shape, like there's some dents that happen that are good. That's what I saw.
Thank you. I'm only wearing this because we haven't installed the AC, so it's like hot in here. Please don't worry about me. I also don't have the AC on. It's going to be okay. I promise.
Is this Raider Strike destroying you guys? Like, you're allowed to write,
so
that.
Hard. I write in my journal.
I love
it. Who's part of the WGA? Either of you?
Yeah, my boyfriend is.
Okay. Do you slap the pen out of his hand when he starts writing? Like, nah, I get to write.
When he even writes a shopping list, I'm like, What are you doing?
Can you write this phone number for me? And you're like, you can write some things down.
It gets a little awkward. Yeah. I'm like, just memorize it. You can't write it down. Just memorize everything.
If he says anything funny, you take it because you're like, can't write it down. Don't want it to go to waste. Mine.
I'm like, just draw things. You're allowed. It's not a drawing strike. It's a writing strike. Just draw. Draw the food you want us to buy.
And then you can buy it. You're before the show, I said, "Oh, you're in your are you in your son's room?" And you said, "Not my son, of course." But do you use the word stepson? Do you say stepmom?
No, I just say child.
Right. How old is he now? 14?
He's 14.
Wow.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Are you guys talking
Carmen,
now?
Don't you think that's appropriate for you to go, my boyfriend's son, because you're not married, and that means he's not the stepkid. Keith is not even living with Kyle, and he's calling her kids stepkids. Now, they
bonded a long time ago. Her kids are like, we'll talk to the garbage man outside. No offense to Keith, but
wait, that's not Keith?
Every kid is different.
No offense to Keith, which is now no offense to garbage man. Never ends.
Exactly.
It goes back to Adam and Eve.
So your boyfriend's son is a little more shy.
He's a little more shy. And I mean, it's friendly, but it's mostly friendly when we're playing games.
I've never said, for the record, like in a group, like, hey, these are my stepkids in front of the kids. In fact,
I've heard them call you dad. As soon as somebody left for Miami, you were dad. Come on. Look how red you're getting. You're so dad. And you take them to the movies too.
I do think if you pay, they become a step. Do you ever pay for them?
I buy them. I buy him gifts.
Okay, that counts,
but
right?
money only goes so far.
Right.
It's I think
why?
it's just more of a personality thing.
Money only goes so far because they don't know that it costs money. You're just another adult handing them their next thing. Everything behind you was bought by either you or your boyfriend in one way or another. He doesn't give a shit if it's coming from you or some, another guy he's calling dad. What the hell is the difference?
No, it's true. And it's sometimes the gift is more exciting to me. And I'm like, open it. I'm like, really? That's it? Like, I'll take it. I'll keep it. You clearly don't want it.
Have there been, can you think of moments where there was a one-on-one heart-to-heart, you and his son? Whether he's having trouble in school, a girl, or life, like, or you being part of the relationship. Did you guys ever sit down and have a talk?
I'm kind of not far up on the list for those kind of conversations. Like, mom and dad and uncles come first.
Okay.
So Chat GPT comes first.
Right, sure.
So if that changes,
you put googly eyes on the computer.
Yeah.
And go talk to me.
I'm like, you can talk to the puppet. Talk to the puppet. And the puppet will tell me.
Now that he's 14, I feel like comedy is more appropriate. I feel like at 14, I was already watching whatever adults were watching. Has he ever seen you do stand-up?
Hells no. I mean, you mean live?
No. Live or your albums. Like you have an anti-son joke on your album that I can see a kid being upset by.
Oh, no. I think he's more into like video games. He's not. Yeah. I'll worry about that one day.
Oh, can you let him know? I recently saw Ready Player One, and I think it's the perfect movie for like anyone 10 to 12 years old. I had a hard time following it. I was like, right, he's in a video game. Right. Right. They're going to die, but that just means coins are flying out. Right. And it was so cute. And it was so like, when kids have these movies made especially for them in their preteens and they're, just turning teen, it doesn't blow their mind, but it blows my mind. You understood all these aspects of a video game and put it into like there's a villain.
Do they understand it? Because when I see mom talk to the kids, it's like, hey, make sure I know. And I'm like, she didn't say anything. What do you know? So maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know.
No, it's not the time to appreciate it. Appreciation only comes in hindsight. So you just like, building up almost karma points, but on someone else.
But I think the appreciation for us will happen later, our relationship, when he's like, oh, I remember her when she was dating my dad. When
she wasn't mean to me. I think that's
she
all
wasn't mean to me. Yeah. And she did get me gifts that I never used. But no, I'm kidding. Like there are certain things that he loves. Like there was a Star Wars sweatshirt that he loved. But it turns out my sister, who's never met him, got him that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, well, I got it for you. It's almost the same.
I mean, he probably clocks that as you because it's on the same, quadrant in his brain or something.
Yeah.
Like those people, my parents, people I want to talk to, everyone's in a different space.
But you know what? When I was a kid, I didn't really like, I don't know. I was very shy too. So
I was very shy too. And to be honest, the gender thing would have thrown me because I was taught that, boys and girls are different so much that it took me extra and extra and extra to be able to speak in front of anybody who I assumed had a penis. And back then, if you had a short haircut, the assumption was a little more, we had a few more clues where now it's different clues. But I couldn't talk. So if my mom was going to see someone other than my dad, I would definitely shy away. But if there was another woman in my life, I'd maybe talk to her. Only because I really separated it. Yeah.
I was the same way. And I think some of that is growing up with sisters or brothers. Like I had a sister, so I was very comfortable with girls. But even boys in school, like scary. You have a penis? I'm not familiar with your type.
Right.
And
I mean, I had brothers, but I feel good about saying that didn't help me know what a penis is. So maybe that's a good childhood.
That's
we don't
better.
It's not if I don't know you didn't have brothers, but I didn't really get to see that either. So just
okay. Yeah. No, I'm glad.
Thank you.
Carmen jokes how dating is better than marriage, and you know that because married people have date night. People that are dating don't have marriage night. Are you opposed to marriage? Is that what's going on then?
And dating people don't have married night.
Oh God, yes. No, I think things are fine the way they are. I'm just not into changing anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
who knows what?
I don't want to change what is.
Are you nervous? Like it's you're fucking with the universe?
If you get married, you mean?
Or you have responsibility of being a mom now.
Oh God. Well, thank you. That too. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why? No, things are great the way they are. I mean, well, you've been married, so how do you feel about marriage? How did that work out for you?
That was such a very unique tone.
Well, fairly recently, my ex did rate online, so she was giving out some life lesson. You know how they do. And but it was I should have put more work into the marriage as opposed to just focusing on my work. So my point is, Carmen, there's still a chance. So
yes,
we'll see. I guess now she'll try harder. We'll still waiting for that phone call. We'll see now that she figured something out. So I don't know.
But isn't that always the case? Like I feel like all divorced or they're always like, we should have tried harder. Like.
Oh, I'm just joking. No, we both know.
There was no harder.
Yeah.
Ew, I should have tried less. What? Who are you talking to? Ugh. Should have always tried less. Fuck that.
Oh.
But do you think that? Yeah, absolutely. I know who I'm talking to. Do you think that? Because I could see this not wanting to get married is like, well, once you get married, no one has to try. Like, you just going to be.
I see that totally.
But if you know that, because divorce, oh my God, it takes a while and it has paperwork and it's very different than the paperwork of marriage. Marriage, they're like, let me fill that out for you. You don't have ID? Oh, well, we don't want to discriminate. But divorce, it's like, holy shit. That's another point for getting married, isn't it?
No, but divorce, I think getting married, you have to accept that you might get divorced. Whereas like, I know it's all in people's heads, but breaking up, it's still just as emotional. Like, why is that any different? Maybe you have to split the house and stuff, but it does sound like it's less work, It
is less work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To just break up.
Yes.
But do they have common law marriage in New York? Because I feel like...
Do they? Well, you wait until you get a new computer, Google it, and hopefully anytime now, because we're going to approach 7 years in 2 minutes.
Yes.
You in your stand-up, you mentioned that your boyfriend can't hear high-pitched sounds.
Yeah.
And how true is this? And the doctor said it's true for divorced people, it seems, and the audience laughs, and I did too. I thought that was the joke, and it really is because if you had a nagging ex, you don't hear necessarily that tone anymore. First of all, is that part true?
Well, you tell me. Is it true? Because I didn't know. Don't turn red.
I do. Yeah. Sometimes I do see somebody standing in front of me, and I'm like, well, were we having a conversation? So maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I can't hear low tones.
Right.
Did your exes talk like this?
There's, I think, there's, well, I dated mostly male bodies, right? And so their tone seems to be a lot lower. And there is a tone that someone could speak in where I'm like, nope, didn't hear that last word. Mm-mm.
I mean, you can say that about moms too. Like if your mom nagged so much, you're like, I'm tuning you out. Like, that's why they say just pick your battles.
Yeah,
I hate the whole idea of the nagging, annoying woman in your life, but everyone laughed for a reason, right? That's so annoying.
It is though, but I mean, in any relationship, aren't you like, God, I could pick this, but I just yelled at him about this. So let me skip the dishes tonight, and I'll bring it up tomorrow.
Are you good at that? Like, how do you bring it up without it seeming petty?
I just space it out. I mean, he's got his own, shit that I'm sure I do, but I don't bring it all up at the same time.
Then
I'm not like, and this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, not for nothing, the dishes.
What's this pile here? Huh? Whose coffee cup is this? And this one?
Are you ever going to do the blank? What would you say if we were on the Mets game? Are you going to do the fucking blank like you goddamn promised? Last night was your night. You know that. The blank in the kitchen full of.
I'm going to try the blank.
That's a good one. Turn it into a game show.
Yeah.
I'm angry. Buzz in when you know why.
Ready? What's over here? I spy a dirty plate.
What do I hear? What was that noise?
You end up having conversations that you never thought you would have. I don't want to have any kind of dishes conversation with anyone. I later want to have a conversation about my sexual parts. Like, that is so difficult because you have to compartmentalize. It's like, well, do we talk about the dishes or do we just have sex and just pretend a fairy is coming to take care of it? Because those conversations are so not sexy.
They're not. And I mean, who likes doing them anyway? There's certain things, like I lived with somebody, and it wasn't a boyfriend, but just a roommate, who was like, well, I don't want to do floors because I hate doing floors. And I was like, yeah, I love doing floors. Like, that's the whole point.
They're called chores.
Now you're talking to another grown adult about like negotiating what kind of work is already on our plates. You want me to take yours? This is a weird conversation.
Yeah, chores. It rhymes with bores. No shit. Nobody needs any of this. By the way, the WGA strike. What is that like in your household? Is there nervousness in a big way?
Besides no computer that works.
Right.
Lots of reading.
Okay. But it is.
No, it's fine.
Are people scared?
I think it's a good thing because I think the actors are going to go on strike now. And I think, they have to go on strike because their wages are so low and there's apparently no writers' rooms, and they need to shift everything and get more money and more benefits. So it's a good thing. I mean, it's temporary, but
Has he been out there with the pickets on?
Sometimes, but he's 56. He ain't going out every day.
Is it bad to have a sandwich board and you just sit next to it? No way, Jose.
You just take a picture outside in your yard and you're like, it's exhausting, and you go back in.
I really thought of that because I went on a couple of marches in the last few years, like you kind of join here and again. And I did during the marches. I'm like, wow, it's a young person's game. There's a lot of shouting. I peed my pants a little. It's too much.
Yeah. And you see people and they bring pizza out and you're like, they're just doing this today. It's someone famous and,
Yeah, I'm thirsty. I have to pee. This is very long. I don't know where the end point is because I never bothered asking. Well, what are you supposed to do? Go, but when does this end? Like, I don't know. And then my knee got busted and I needed crutches to walk and stuff like that. And then walking became even more difficult, and the new round of marches came out, and I'm like, well, now I really can't join, and it's COVID. And I'm like, wow, I'm 47 years old, but this is making me feel 87. This is the fact that I'm like, look at those young people, look at that. I'm like, ew, I'm having these thoughts. Ew.
But you don't think about that stuff until you're with young people, like just riding on the subway after shows, and then everybody's like 25. And I'm like, oh, you're so annoying. Shut up. Especially once you leave, you're in Queensboro where like they can use their phones again. And it's like, I'm too old for this. As soon as I see like a large pack of like 20 somethings, I just go to the next car.
See, and then we talk about people our age, dating people who are 20 to 25. And I'm just like, I don't even know. I know that, you know, you're an adult and you have a lot to say, and I am listening, and it's wonderful, but to find it attractive is so difficult to think about. It's, you know, you're moving to the next train.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why it's older men with younger women, because that's such something that they are more interested in, is that good look. I mean, I don't care if the guy's hot. Do you?
Of course I do, Carmen. What's the matter with you? We're both dating
Come
people.
on. I'm like,
I do love that about you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is true.
Funny.
Your
Yeah.
personality could make you so hot. Really.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually morph in front of my eyes. If I didn't like, because usually I don't find people attractive at first, but then we'll talk and it'll flow and and then things start flowing and feel good.
There was that
worst is when
asshole Matt. I was going to say there was
ahead.
that asshole Matt Walsh, and he put out some stupid documentary. What is a woman? A woman is somebody that doesn't mind the looks too much. There's my answer.
No,
No?
First identify as one and then fucking have a new description.
You're saying men can be nice too? All right.
Do you ever have that moment where you're like, he's gotten so much better looking, do it, you know, because of his personality and sense of humor.
Yes.
And then eventually it shifts back and you're like, oh my God. You know, where you're just like, why did I even go out with him? Or why did I even think this was a good idea? Have you ever had one of those?
More for their personality, more where it's like, I should have seen this coming. He's just a dick. More than what they look like, because I am actually attractive.
I mean, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I've still had those moments where I was like, all right, well, that was my choice for a while. Yeah.
I definitely.
And then your friends
that.
tease you, like, and everybody has one. They're like, well, you had so-and-so. And they're like, ew, well, you had so-and-so. And it's like, oh.
That's funny. I recently saw someone that I haven't seen, that I went to high school with, and I haven't seen her in 20 years. And she was like, what about that guy you dated? Like, I think I was weird about it. I'm like, no, you were right. That was weird. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was too many things I allowed to pretend to be okay. He was kind of gross.
That's like in therapy, when it's almost like I don't know if this happens to you, but in therapy, I'm like, you already know the answer, therapist. Just tell me what I need to know. Just stop trying to get me to say it. And one time she said it and it was too much. It was like, well, you're doing this because of this, this, and that. And I'm like, fuck you. Like I couldn't handle it, you know? And it's like, oh, no wonder you guys do that. You just sit there and you're just like,
Right.
I hate when they just stare, and I'm like, can you say something? And she's like, I'm like, and then I said this, I go, are you quiet because you just want me to keep talking to see what else I'm going to say? And she was like,
smiles.
Oh.
Here's a fun little story. Carmen has to go in a bit, but I do want you to be part of this. This is remember Rick and Morty?
Yes.
And the co-creator Justin Roiland, he got in trouble for sex shit and hitting on underage people and blah blah blah. So other people took over his position in the show. But he also did a lot of voices on Rick and Morty, as well as his spin-off show, Solar Opposites, which looks exactly like Rick and Morty characters. I haven't seen it, but it's there's been a couple seasons. So he does those voices. An ad just came out for Solar Opposites, explaining what they're gonna do, at least in Solar Opposites, with the voice change. Okay, let's see if this makes sense. Have you seen that show, Henda?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't really know about it. I know about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So the guy, I'll tell you, the guy whose voice has changed, he's Justin. He sounds like Rick, a little like Morty. Okay, he's a regular people. I'll tell you when he comes up.
I got the original dartboard from Cheers on eBay. It only cost $100,000. I'm gonna put it up.
Hey, I thought Corvo said no more throwing metal in the house after you got
the voice of Corvo.
You got that butter knife stuck in his eye.
These are famous darts. Whatever Corvo doesn't know won't hurt him. Watch this. Oh my God!
Dart went right into Corvo's throat.
Corvo, throat, Terry! Who picked the voice-fixing ray? I'm sorry, big guy. My bad. We'll get this fixed in a jiffy.
I told you not to throw metal around here.
That's the new voice.
Okay. Okay.
We're going to be late to work. Stop buggering about.
Hey, does Corvo sound a little off?
This thing must not be calibrated. Let me try again.
No! No. This is working for me.
All right, chop, chop. Let's get a move on. I hate being late. It makes me feel hot and weird.
You make me feel hot and weird.
What was that?
Nothing. Coming, sweetie.
Wait, is his voice just gonna be like that from now on?
Yeah, but it sounds pretty much the same to me. Nobody's gonna notice.
And then they have like a little baby monster just stares at
Planet
the screen.
Slop
like,
was a
"What?
perfect
Of course it will."
utopia until the asteroid hit. 100 adults and their replicants were issued a pupa and escaped into the space, searching for new homes on uninhabited worlds. We crashed on Earth, stranding us on an already overpopulated planet. That's right, I've been talking this whole time. I'm the one holding the pupa. My name's Corvo. This is my show. Bollocks, I just dropped the pupa. Ugh, this is ridiculous. I hate Earth. It's a horrible home. People are stupid and confusing. This is what my voice sounds like now. I don't care if it's jarring. Get over it. And that voice changer array had chronotons in it, so this is what I'm going to sound like in flashbacks, too. You got a problem with that? Then tough shit. It's called science.
Hulu, August 14th. There you go.
What do you guys think? I
love it. I love it.
Works for me.
Make it clear. Make it clear, and it's great.
I love it. I love that they made it happen in their own universe.
Yeah.
Like that is their weirdo science fiction. That's
Right.
so cute. I wouldn't have thought to do that. And I'm sure, hitting that, release to the public button must have I would poop my pants a little bit,
Right.
going like, will they understand where I went with this? But I liked it.
I can also, it's so clever, and also I can see it being so simple. Like voice changing Ray. It's all about rays, idiots.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
duh, done.
Yeah, why not?
I don't watch animation, but it sounds amazing.
I like what I heard.
It sounds good.
Apparently, a voice was different.
And I liked it. Why not just make it totally different?
Here's what you got to know about Carmen. Then we're going to get into this submarine. Don't be jealous, Carmen, but we still got to do news later. Carmen, you want to see her comedy taping on Monday? That's the 26th of this month at Comedy Cellar. You know Comedy Cellar in New York, 8 and 10 p.m. In fact, I just saw Carmen performing stand-up. My brother was in town. I'm like, let's show him a show. Carmen came out. She goes, you know what? I'm recording a special soon. I don't know if I want to use that stuff. Can we just talk? And quite frankly, I'm like, yes, even if it's a trick, that's the best.
That was like, there were 5 people in that room.
I love it.
Oh,
That's my favorite stand-up ever. Is that torture? Is that a dumb question?
I mean, it depends on the 5 people. Like if they're fun, it's great. But that night was pretty good. I think we were probably 10 and you guys were good.
Thank you. We were great.
Yeah.
This is like when Kenda leaves the
Fabulous.
dentist. You did a good job. I'm like, great, thank you. Good. I don't know how you got it right or wrong, but good. So that's the Comedy Cellar big taping special, Monday, 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern. Also, if you're in Barcelona, if you happen to be, there's going to be a comedy taping as well on July 15th, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. their time, I assume. That's in Spanish. If you like your shit in Spanish, right?
Por favor.
If you like your humorous monologues, isn't that what they call it in Spain?
It's monólogos. Very good. And if you laugh like this, ha, 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 then you should come.
Ja, ja, qué chistosa.
Muy bien. Sí.
Gracias. Sí.
Oye.
Me gustó.
Yeah, Carmen knows what's doing.
Yes,
Come on,
it.
Tonight Show, Colbert, Conan. You do yourself a favor if you're in
Oh,
the
no,
area.
no,
you're-
no. Excuse me. For
Yes.
those who don't know, for those who are new to the Carmen Lynch world,
Yeah.
this is a legend. We're
Hello.
just because we're back and forth, like, haha, remember
Yeah.
when, we had personal, intimate, wonderful moments
Yeah,
with
I'm
our
like, oh,
buddy
why
here.
can't you get married?
I
Just
miss
because we're having
those.
fun like that.
Yeah. Look, be careful. This is a legend. If you are anywhere near where she is performing, stop yourself and go there.
Are you guys going to go back? Thank you. Are you going to go back to in person ever?
Maybe. Maybe, but you know what? Like, maybe, but I don't know. I'm thinking of the last interviews we had, and we wouldn't have had them if we weren't virtual. And you know, and I still got to talk to you. It would. I don't know.
Okay.
No hurry.
All right.
No hurry.
All right. No hurry.
No hurry.
You know what? We asked you in the beginning, why aren't you getting married? You asked us, why aren't we doing things in, you know, it's like next level shit.
It is.
Maybe things are just nice this way. Maybe
Okay.
this is good
Also,
enough
I
for
have
now.
other priorities. I like fucking. I like eating food sometimes. You know, there's other shit I got.
You know, I get it. I tried Zoom therapy and I had to stop. So,
Okay.
but podcast Zoom is doable.
Why didn't you like Zoom therapy? You thought there was a disconnect?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, also my therapist was never going back to in person. And I thought she was just doing it for COVID, but she reached an age where it was like, no, I'm not going back. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this forever.
Yeah, and also in
You know?
New York, you're basically going to the other room to go to your therapy, and you're like half whispering just out of like respect. Like, I should be able to speak openly, and I will say all of this in front of, you know, whoever I live with, but maybe we should have private moment during this time so I can figure some shit out. But yeah, I get
And
that.
there's a million therapists in New York that are in person. So yeah.
Do you ever go like, today I need a Spanish one?
A Spanish therapist?
Switch? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you like doing shows in Spanish, English. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe there's a
yeah.
different mindset.
I'd probably just go to my mother.
Okay.
It's cheaper.
Okay, there you go. Carmen, thank you so much. Check out Carmen Lynch, of course. What's the website, Carmen? Remind me.
CarmenLynch.com, or go to @CarmenComedian. All the links for everything are on my Instagram.
Excellent. Thank you, Carmen.
Thanks, guys.
All right. You have to get out of here yourself because we have a show we have to keep doing. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you heard the news, Henda, about
No.
the submarine, the missing submarine? Do you know what I'm
No.
talking about? Really?
No.
This is exciting. All right.
I know. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, wow, would I know the news at all? I would have to really go out of my way.
This is if you start noticing, like, all your friends seem to have extensive submarine knowledge, and they know the difference between a submersion machine and a submarine. They didn't know that their whole lives.
Okay.
They were watching the news in the last 24 hours.
Are you
okay?
getting upset that people are pretending like they always knew some information? And
They know
and
ocean currents. They know. I think the Titanic was 2.5 miles down. Oh yeah, is that what you think? That's what you heard. Okay, good. There's a small, like a minivan is how they're describing it. Minivan sized submarine can fit 5 people if you're sitting Indian style. There's
crisscross applesauce. We call it.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm really you're doing all the things today. I said women are nicer than men. I said Indian style.
I'm trying to stay awake. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate it. I like
woke.
being nudged when I'm snoring. There's a little bathroom in it. And by that, it's like there's like a box that you sit on. Well, no, there's a box, you open it up, and then there's a piss jar, like that you would get from a hospital, like a little plastic piss jar, and Ziploc bags for your piss and shit. And then there's some kind of curtain there. I didn't see it, but I read it. Some kind of curtain that goes over that, and then other people are supposed to turn on music if people agree on privacy.
Okay, because you're in a submarine, there's actually nowhere for your bodily fluids to go. So you're actually basically shitting and pissing into a container or a bag.
But on a Navy submarine, you don't piss into a container.
But this is what you're saying is this submarine?
This is what's happening. So 5-person submarine. You get in that submarine called the Titan, and it's going to take you to the depths of the Titanic, where you can stare at that wreckage and come all over the place, right? Because
is this a ride?
It's like a submarine. You're going underwater. Whatever submarine means. I don't know why they're saying something different. Submersion.
But a regular
submersible.
Human can go?
But a regular person could go. But
so it is a ride. You don't have to be in the Navy or anything like that.
You have to pay $250,000 a person. In that regard, if that's what you mean by ride.
Okay.
And in that regard, it is not a ride.
Okay.
It is a thing.
Excavation.
It's more than an excursion.
Okay, I see.
So that you would view the sunken wreckage of the Titanic off the coast of Southeast Canada.
But you're staying inside this quote vehicle.
Absolutely. Yes. Correct.
Okay. So you're not going out with like gear on.
Correct.
Okay. $250,000 and I can go on this thing.
Yes.
How long is the whole thing? Because maybe I could hold my piss and shit.
10 hours.
Ooh, fuck. I can hold my shit, but
I can't sit happy style for 10 hours.
Oh, you have to sit like that the whole time?
And you could probably stand up and just, put with your hands on people's heads just right and then get back down using their help as well. But yeah.
And you pay for this.
And you pay $250,000 for this.
Like you're not getting this wrong and people are paying you.
OceanGate Expeditions Titan submersible started in 2022.
Mike is saying it's locked from the outside. Mike Decote is saying
it's locked from the outside. What if the sharks want to get in? Well, anyway, here are the 5 people in it. Let's see. Hamish Harding, 58, a British billionaire. He previously flown on the Blue Origin mission at Outer Space One. I think it's Amazon.
Okay.
Shahzada, 48 years old, and his son, 19 years old, vice chairman of the Pakistani energy manufacturing conglomerate, and his son. Paul Henry, 77, an experienced deep diver who led the first expedition to the Titanic wreckage in 1987.
Is he getting paid or he's just one of the people?
We're guessing he had to pay.
Doesn't somebody have to drive this?
And there is the driver's there too.
Okay.
Stockholm Rush, 61, the founder and CEO of OceanGate.
I'm sorry. That's someone's name is Stockholm, as in the syndrome.
Stockton, as if it matters, but Stockton.
Oh, but that is a name though. Stockholm, right? It's named after someone. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I keep forgetting these things are a name.
Were you named after Lou Garrett?
Right. Yikes.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's it. That's everybody. So everybody's a billionaire or the owner of the actual place. They left Sunday. They went underwater. They haven't been found yet. It's understood that they don't have enough air. The air will end tomorrow morning, Thursday.
How do you lose something like that?
That's what they're saying. They don't have GPS in this thing.
What do they?
They obviously don't have it. Like the life jackets have those beepers. They don't have any of those beepers. They don't have any of those balloons that go up.
No, like Apple device.
No, somehow I don't know what this means. I read that the only way to communicate is to text. Well, if they're 2.5 miles down, I don't know where you're texting because I have to move to a different room sometimes.
No, you're dead just because too many people shit in too small a space. You're dead.
Right. You're dead from the fumes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have enough air should nobody throw up or puke or pee on themselves. But once that starts happening, I imagine there's diminishing returns.
If you think you're going to die, do you shit yourself or like you're so scared you don't shit?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, but you're farting minimum, so...
Officials admitted that the Coast Guard lacks a vehicle capable of reaching 12,500 feet deep, but said they were doing everything possible to get a vessel capable of doing so.
What do you mean? This is the only thing capable of going that far?
The biggest, the longest or deepest, the deepest rescue that's ever been done was in 1973, 1,500 some feet off the Celtic Sea.
And this is how many?
Let me just reread. Yep, 12,500 feet deep. 12,000, as opposed to the biggest search rescue was 1,500.
Oh my God.
That's not good.
Oh my God. What? Okay, I'm gonna ask this.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's alive?
I don't see how. I don't know the ocean, but I know things compress down there. That can't be good for what really looks like after seeing a couple of videos of a tin can.
Oh my God. Okay, so Cayman is saying, and I think this is quite the question. Would you rather it implode and you're dead right away or run out of air? If I'm going to die anyway, please implode.
Yeah, then implode.
I don't want to
sure
watch myself die with other people as their bodies corrode. And then if I'm not the first to die, now I got to smell you for a while.
Well, guess what? There was AIDS in the water. Internal email update sent to the Department of Homeland Security revealed a Canadian aircraft detected banging in the area. And I heard they heard more bangings later, but
Stop it. Oh my God.
I don't know how you hear that. Like an aircraft heard it. So, I'm not sure how good this radar is, but they still don't know where they're at. They're searching the size of like, I think Connecticut or so.
Oh my God. You
And
hear
that deep.
banging?
Yeah. They
Oh my
started
God.
banging like every half hour, but they can't tell where it's coming from. So they don't know if it's that. They assume it's that.
Did anyone bring a Kindle?
Let's see here. OceanGate reportedly waited 8 hours to report that the Titan was missing.
Excuse me?
So okay. The Titan, so the submarine was missing. The company that owns it didn't report it till 8 hours later. They should have known better because they weren't getting communication back. They were hoping nobody would know.
You were hoping that
they're hoping we solved it somehow and nobody would know.
Of course. I'll give you the first 20 minutes.
Right.
But then you might want, wow, talk about people can't ask for help.
The Titan lost contact with its mothership an hour and 45 minutes into the dive. And then they didn't report it for 8 hours. That's a little nuts.
Oh my, this is nauseating.
My
God.
The dimensions are 21 feet long, but I assume that counts even the engine room and they have engine room wires, all that shit is taking up half of that.
Oh my God. And you have that 19-year-old going, I didn't want to fucking come here anyway. And you're going to throw that 250,000 in my face. You're going to tell me what experience and to, how privileged we are. And all I wanted to do was go to Six Flags. You fuck.
You right. I wanted Six Flags. I wanted the line cutters. You said you'd show me a more amazing experience because fuck mom. Well, here we are now.
Listen, I wanted to watch the Titanic. I'm okay with the recreation that Hollywood provided. Thank you.
I said I love Titanic. I didn't say I want to marry it. 21 feet long, 9.2 feet wide, 8.3 feet high.
That's my apartment.
And it's spherical, obviously. So that must be the highest point, 8.3.
Oh my God. With no bathroom. How many days?
Sunday it started.
Oh, it's fucking Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
No.
You're supposed to end by tomorrow at best. It's a 900-mile search area. Ship became lost 400 miles off the Newfoundland coast, 900 miles from Cape Cod. U.S. Coast Guard says the area they are searching for is larger than the state of Connecticut.
But this has happened before. They weren't on the first expedition, right?
It has happened before, and there was a problem. Let's see what I got here.
I mean, I could see now why you didn't want me to call it a ride before I knew what was happening, but
sure.
That is what they're paying for is, an expedition that is not their career.
And picture how pitch black it has to be down there.
Stop.
Assuming their lights are working.
I keep forgetting that more bad shit is in it. It's already bad to start. First of all, it's already bad just sitting, like you said, crisscross for 10 hours.
Yeah.
What a night. And that's how I sit. I'm sitting that way right now.
I put my legs 7 different ways doing this show.
Exactly. But I'll undo it and then I'll do it again. And every time you see me shift, I'm shifting. Right. Holy shit. Okay, so Bad Beef is saying 2 previous attempts. What is an attempt? I don't like attempts.
Right. Here's one. There's a reporter, David Pogue. He's going on this thing. Let's see. Pogue reads from. Yeah. He said that the place, it seemed very jerry-rigged with some of the components.
Who's saying that?
Like I think it looks like a reporter that went into for this trip. So he did go on a little trip. The company has worked with NASA, said the owner. This reporter is reporting. NASA and Boeing to ensure the safety of the pressure vessel, the most important part of the sub. Everything else can fail, said the owner. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go. You're still going to be safe. When the reporter tried to descend in the sub, they had to cancel the journey only 37 feet under the surface after a problem with some equipment on a platform linked to the sub.
I would say maybe the lesson here is over 4 hours in any vehicle should have a bathroom or don't go.
My card tells me, it's like, do you need a nap? Pull over. I've seen this thing about the bathroom. There's a pee bottle, a set of Ziploc bags. On a now defunct website for its Titanic exhibitions, OceanGate recommends that passengers, quote, restrict your diet before and during the dive to reduce the likelihood that you will need to use the facilities. If required, though, the front window makes it the best seat in the house.
What the hell does that mean?
It's silly. You can't see the window from the bathroom. You'd have to like crank your head staring out, and then you got 4 other people in your way.
Plus, there's no upwind or downwind. You're in wind. This is bananas. Oh my goodness. You're a billionaire. You've clearly run out of, adventures because everything is there for you. And so, but why not take a bigger vehicle or a different kind of dive? Like, why does it have to be like this?
Right.
No, seriously, would it cost more or something? I mean, other people have gone down to look at it, right? Or am I making that up?
James Cameron did. You know what I mean? I mean, he really did. That's like his passion. But I guarantee he put a little more money than whatever the fuck this thing is that has a gaming controller to drive it. On change.org, I see a petition here. Send in a second sketchy Titanic sub thing to save the first. Here's all the signatures.
Oh, that's not funny, but it's so funny.
It is funny. It is funny. All right.
Oh, these people in the highest version of luxury have put
they don't know what to do.
Fuck, man. Wow. Wow.
I wouldn't do that sub for free for 10 hours.
I wouldn't.
It looks painful.
Yeah, it does. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. And I love the ocean. Before I go to sleep, sometimes I think about being able to breathe underwater.
Oh.
And now I'm in the water.
Oh, healing hands as a mermaid. Who would have known?
Yes. Yeah. Because if I don't think that way, then, my fantasy now has too much reality in it, which is one of my problems, right? So my fantasy has to be reality. So I have to give myself the reality of breathing underwater so that I can enjoy myself in my fantasy underwater. Thank you.
Okay. Now I would go to space. Maybe I think that space just has to have more regulations apparently than going underwater.
I think more. Well, if
because we could all go underwater. Thursday I can go underwater. I can't go to space.
But wouldn't that mean that underwater is safer because more people have been underwater? So we figured some shit out.
You don't know how to regulate it because we all do it. It's like why comedy isn't respected in the Oscars because we can all tell a joke.
That's an interesting theory. I want to wait for like more than a dozen people to do it. Like, and maybe that's when the price drops and it becomes a little more regular.
Right.
I'm willing to be that regular.
Yes. It does have to be. There has to be. If there's not a documentary on one of the greatest homemade mini subs of all time with parts taken from Home Depot, then it ain't ready.
Yeah. You have to try it a few times before I'm ready. That's the kind of fear I have.
Let me mention Silent Trailers. It's this Monday at 8 p.m. Don't worry about Carmen's show, quite frankly. She's not looking. Listen, this Monday, here's where you want to be. If you can't make it to Carmen's show, we're virtual and worldwide. Monday, 8 p.m., Silent Trailers. Henda knows nothing about movies, of course, even less about actors and actresses.
By the way, just because you said that, I'm really glad you said that because before when you mentioned the Titanic person, I don't know if you saw the look in my face, but I was like, must be movie related. That sounds familiar. I think it's the director. Doesn't matter. It's the person for the Titanic. I hope I'm right. Let's move on. Did I get it right? He's
saying he's serious that he goes down there. So it must be the director.
Right.
That is correct. James Cameron.
Thank you.
So Henda will describe a trailer with no sound and we have to figure out what the fuck it is. And it's the best time. I'm competing against Mike Kaplan, Shane Moss, Billy Wayne Davis. If you're in the know, you know what? That's fucking ridiculous. It's going to be.
Can I tell you, I'm working on the categories, and one of the categories is Billy Davis.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
All right. There's that song. She's got Billy Davis eyes. I don't know if that's going to help me. All right. We'll see.
It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. All you have to do is go to our YouTube channel, the Keith and the Girl YouTube channel, click subscribe, click the bell. And you know what? I'm lying. You don't even have to do that. You could still watch it, but why not go and subscribe and hit the bell? And
let us know how many virtual seats to put out.
Right. We'll be live on YouTube on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it.